It's decision time for the nation as President Marshall Washington faces off against Republican Wally Wallace Jr. and the first ever synth candidate, John 8. 8 goes into election night as favorite, but with Wally Wallace Jr. embroiled in scandal and votes still up for grabs, this race may have some surprises yet. Matthew, what have we got in store?
As polling stations close across the country, CNNBC's crack team of analysts and insiders will be projecting the winners state by state.
Each state is worth a certain number of points. Win the state, win the points.
The first to reach 270 points will become the next president of the United States.
And the clock is already running, counting us down to our first round of results. What do you think, guys? Final predictions.
Well, Tom, we're either looking at a John 8 win,
or a Wally Wallace Jr. victory,
or a win for Marshall Washington.
Exactly. One of those three will become our next president.
Round 1.
Oh, that buzzer can only mean one thing. Matthew?
Here we go! First up, Indiana, 11 points in play. They go to John 8.
Next up, Kentucky. John 8. A double whammy off the bat.
Georgia 16 go to, oh, Washington.
South Carolina, worth 9, goes to John 8.
Vermont goes, Virginia.
North Carolina votes for
John 8.
John 8.
John 8.
Taking John 8 to 82 points already. A strong start for 8 in round 1, but still a long way to go before that magic 270 finishing line. Karen?
Looking good for John 8 after the first round. Why is he doing so well?
His policies are popular but extreme.
Can we call them extreme if the majority agree?
He's offering free healthcare.
Who doesn't love free healthcare?
But he hasn't told us how he'll pay for it.
He'd have to raise taxes.
But he said he'll cut income tax to 0.
American people hate taxes.
There'll be no money left for public services. He's already said he'll cut welfare support altogether.
But he has majority support in the country. Most people don't think they'll ever need welfare, and they don't want to pay for it.
So who's gonna pay for it?
Corporations.
People hate corporations.
There won't be any corporations left if he triples minimum wage.
He's giving the people what they want.
People hate corporations.
Think of all the jobs we'll lose.
That's where his immigration policy comes in. 0 immigration until every U.S. citizen has a job.
American jobs for American workers is what American voters want an American president to deliver.
It's not what I want my American president to deliver.
Well, you're in the minority, my friend, so I can't hear you.
Now that's true democracy.
And that's the buzzer. Sue?
Round 2.
Connecticut goes to John 8.
Michigan goes to John 8.
Maine goes,
Maryland.
Massachusetts,
John 8.
John 8.
John 8.
Bringing John 8's score to a massive 177, with Washington trailing behind on 34 and Wallace absolutely nowhere. Tom?
Round 3 results expected very soon, but let's go now to Sally Salerson in Alabama. Sally, I think you've found some voters?
I certainly have, Tom. Sir, are you a John 8 voter?
No, ma'am. That hunk of junk's got no idea what it means to lead.
Literally no idea. He's just going along with what's most popular.
What about you, ma'am?
I sure as hell don't like that Marshall Washington.
Of course not, but that robot guy is dangerous.
So, like, Washington's totally got your vote, right?
At least she'll do what needs to be done.
Sometimes the right thing to do isn't the most popular thing.
That's real leadership.
Oh, Matthew, over to you.
Round 3.
Looks like a last-minute surge from the Democrats here, Tom. We're projecting Alabama, Florida, Missouri, and Colorado all go into Washington's column. It's not over yet, folks.
American people are not convinced by John 8's platform.
I'll cut your taxes, he said.
Washington takes Iowa.
Free healthcare for everyone, he said.
A late swing towards Marshall Washington.
He's living in Coca-Cola!
California's 55 points go to Washington.
Stepping into that voting booth has really focused people's minds.
He must think we're stupid.
I'm not stupid.
Voters aren't stupid.
We're not stupid.
Idaho goes.
Montana goes, Oregon.
Utah.
Nevada goes to Washington.
Marshall Washington
Goes to President Washington.
With 4 more states to declare, we have the contestants neck and neck.
Too close to call.
Washington on 246.
And John 8 on 258.
246 to 258. The next round will decide the fate of the American people and the country.
Final round.
This is it, folks. Matthew, for the final time tonight, what have you got for us?
Okay, Tom. Washington State goes to Washington. Louisiana goes to 8. New Hampshire goes to Washington. Minnesota. Minnesota goes to Washington!
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 Marshall Washington is again the President of the United States!
Winner!
It's over! It's over! It's finally...
Thank you. Thank you. Well, millions of votes have been cast, millions of votes have been counted. The people have spoken, and moments ago I called President Washington to congratulate her on her re-election. My core directive is to serve the American people. I entered this race because too often our political system does not serve the people, it ignores them, it divides them, it lies to them, it does not listen. I promised to change that. To trust the people entirely, to completely remove myself, my opinion, my values, and my judgments from the process. To use new technology to identify exactly what you, the people, wanted, and to make that my platform. Today, the American people have voted against this platform that they themselves created. Today, the American people took a long, hard look in the mirror, and it seems they did not like what they saw. And today, for the first time since this campaign began, I will offer my own personal judgment. I believe that today, the American people made the right choice. Thank you.